Hello, this is a podcast with Shubhashish, and this podcast today's guest is Kathy Singh. She is with us in the podcast session. So I am not going to give a much broad, a description of what she had achieved in her career. So I will allow Kathy to give a brief introduction of herself, and then we can continue with that mood in that podcast session. So Kathy, it's all to you. If you can give a brief introduction for the audience, so that we can start from there.
Hi, Shubhasish. Thank you
Yeah,
for
hello.
this opportunity. Just like I'm the more kind of an explorer person. I like love to be in all the industry. First, I started with the industrial design and policy making in my academics. There, I explore a lot many like how our government, our people design the industries, and later on when because I pass out during the COVID time, so there's like all the haywire things is going to happen. I practice it a bit, then I figure out the industry is not what I think in my academics, then switch to the tech, where my core from the academics or from till today is more with the UX and understanding the user persona and their behavior and how it you know uh, somewhere that subtly affect the industry in a very raw and a fundamental form. But we don't understand, we just understand, okay, this is the technology, this is the IT, this is the medical field, everything is going, the industry is working, their policies are there, the government are making a decision over it, but the base is the UX part. So I'm much more interested in that, and because of that I'm just like, okay, what is UX in tech, now what's the UX in AI, and as the AI has been changing, and so many layoff was there,
Mhm.
so I just decided either I switch to the US healthcare or I go with the semiconductors, because this is
Mhm.
quite safe during this whole this AI changing thing. So I'm like, okay, so I tried with still startup. It's more with the healthcare part in the US, and then later I get here in the
Mhm.
semiconductors. So that's how I was like completely from the government policy thing to end up with the semiconductor in my
Okay,
last
just to
5 years
give a
of journey.
brief intro for the audience, that Kathy is a growth manager in Third AI Automation, and she is based in US. US, which location you are based on?
Uh, right now, like I was in Texas, but
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like last month I just came here in India because I need to get here in Malaysia, and then I
Mm-hmm.
maybe get South Asian countries. So like for now I'm here.
Mhm. So that means that you have a broad vision. You started, I think, in India. I think you are in some companies in the Delhi NCR region, and then
Yes.
move to US, and then you have started with working as a product manager, right? Assistant product manager
Yes.
in a company, and then you have worked on gradually moved to semiconductor and AI sector, and there you are working on for, I think, quite a few years recently. So my first question to you is that how have you evolved? I mean, is there any particular decision? Was it a family decision, or is it a chance that you have got during your work so that you moved to US? So, what was the reason? How did you move to US?
Actually, it's more like an opportunity. In 2023, I got this thing with one MIM company. Now they dissolved in the market, but there they have this opportunity of APM role. And of course, what happened there is something I'm changing from the very industrial design thing to the product management. And there I got this opportunity, and it's like definitely I have to
Yeah,
switch to it.
obviously, yeah.
And there that time in US also the visa and everything was very smooth in 2023. It just started from the late 2024 to 2025. It's all like if you just wanted to switch or
Yeah,
something.
as you mentioned during the COVID time, it was a totally increase or hype, I would say, on that in automation, and then all this AI and all these things. And in the semiconductor also, that was a boom time where companies are recruiting a lot of people, across the geography. Right? Yeah, you are right.
Yes, because now why the boom is there? Because that story that
Mhm.
there is a gold in the river and everyone going to rush and get the gold. So let's make the spade because from there they will
Yeah.
scratch the gold. So
Even
the
even
semiconductor is the same.
even as a employee in the semiconductor companies out here also, we also got a lot of benefit because we have been working from home at that point of time. And top MNCs, they were providing a lot of comfort in terms of decorating. They were allocating fund to make your own setup inside your home and all these things. So it was a privilege for all, mostly all people out there. So yeah,
Exactly.
thanks for reminding those things. But it was a little bit of deprived in the sense that people were not going out, but other benefits were there at that point of time. Okay, my
Yes,
second
that is
question.
there.
My second question is that it's just evolving. I have do not have any script or anything, just evolve in my mind. In your social networking profile, you have mentioned that technology plus psychology is equal to growth. So this is a very catchy tagline. And can you please just brief it a bit? What is your opinion on that?
It is a very, very straight thing. Like in my product management learning, because I'm shifted, so I just learned some sort of a cohort and all of those things, and they always with the rethink system, and they like you just become a problem solver. That's all. That's all. All you need to understand the problem and solve the problem. The
So
business
it
will
is
automatically
all
be
about
there.
it is all about human touch, that you wanted to add human touch to the technology so that it can grow from there. You can think of in that
Um,
way.
Actually, it
The
is there
thinking,
because,
connections.
yeah, because if I just build $1,000 product and nobody is buying it because it's not solving their problem, the whole business and thousand and my time and resources just nil and void. So if you just want a growth, you just want a subtle, connection with the people, specifically in the manufacturing, like the semiconductor and chip and everything, right, where we are working, even our software is solving that thing. So, somewhere, if you are not solving the human problem, you will not connect with them, and the retention of the product will not be there. So, for that, if you just wanted to be a business and into
Yeah.
anything, you want a growth,
in any
you need
in
to
any
understand.
business, basically, you just if you just kept on building some product and keep on doing all those things, so that is not probably the correct approach. What I would also think that, because your requirement should evolve from the requirement from the other, from the people itself. You need to gather those information
Exactly.
and then incorporate that in your product. So I think that is
Exactly.
probably important, right? Even in
Yes.
startups also, you cannot start developing a product that maybe after 6 months or after 1 year you observe that there are some other people also building similar kind of things. But in the way, if you can get more input from the customers, that that basically helps in evolving the business. Okay,
Definitely.
I think
That's
that's a
there.
very good way to answer this question. I have another thing that come to my mind just right now, that as you mentioned about that, if you build some product and if it does not sell, then there is no point of building that product itself. Now, did you have any kind of hands-on experience or any kind of incident that you can remember where product did not evolve, but because of these connections or human psychology or human touch, human vibe, it has been sold? Do you remember
Many
any
a
such kind of?
time. Many a times because the whenever we are like just having a pitch, not only like a cell
Mm.
as a cell, but even in during the pitches and all, it's something that we just said like this is the problem and this is the solution. The product is not
Mm.
even complete, it's under the
Mm.
development and everything is there, but somewhere it helps a lot. And specifically in the still startup, we are building something, a healthcare thing, and it's not very completed, and it's a very, it's developed in 1997 with some very old computer language, so the very features are not very great. It's look like that paint application that we use in 2002 is a
Mm.
very simple font and big symbols, and the a whole UI was somewhere is like I'm sitting in 1990 in 2025. Still, when we say that this is more like a document for those clinicians, and it's like for the
This is the
clinician it's
kind of
absolutely
this is the kind of
fine.
input for the marketers, right? I mean, the market people, like who does that market, market research and all these things. This is the kind of input that they can use, that without proper connections, or without proper what we do basically, we want to, when we communicate with people, we want to understand that people, right, first, and
Yes.
then you make a connection, then you want to sell some product. You cannot go directly and to tell them that just take my product and those transactions and all these things.
Yes.
So this is the same thing. I think that is the input to the marketers and even the tech leaders also. So that when they actually, what happens is that any kind of take things, when it is being sold, that is also a kind of relation that is built on top of it. Anyway, I'm just moving away from these things and you know talk something about your current venture.
Our current venture is this 30i automation, and here, like in the whole semiconductor, we have, I think, this. If you in general consider it, it is more like the very first thing is the designing a chip or the design part. Like we just design the things, and then after it comes with, I think, the material part. Like somebody is creating the lithographic machine somewhere there, all the materials and whatever, like say silicon is needed, something X is needed, so that is the second thing. And then there is the equipment and assembly part, then there is a semiconductor and MEMs, and I think the last one is the all the, maybe the all
Testing
the
and all the
electronic. No, testing comes with this what we have
after
this the assembly part, with like
assembly part.
assembly and testing like together. So in that, what happened, say the whole way in the fabrication, the wafer is doing something, the lithographic machine is doing something, and then there is an error comes. So what happened, like you are the senior engineer, you understand, okay, this is the error, this is the thing, and here we need to solve it again. So that 10 days before, all the data you have captured, you understand the problem, you do the RCA, and then you figure
Mm.
out that, okay, this is the problem. This is like for say X1 issue. Then
Mm.
after 10 days, X2 issue have been occur.
Mm.
And like what you do, like you again go and understand your data and everything, and
It's a
then
complete
you
kind of loop kind of thing. You need to
like
go in the first.
exactly. So we are solving that thing through our agentic AI. And here the software is actually helping that they will map it out like, okay, this is the data points. It will understand itself by their own brain and logics that, okay, this is the X1 problem that has been occurred. This is X2. So this is like from this, or it's an independent issue, or this and that. And the major part that if you are an engineer, you have spent your time, you know these things, how the issues have come, so these documentation of the all the issues or error that's been there in any, like any form of the manufacturing or in the process, that's been documented. Because if you just left the company or something, we need that thing, so it will automatically do that. So if, say for example, in a lithographic machine something has been happened, so software is already installed and they are capturing the things. If the error comes, it will automatically do the RCA, and like within an hour it will give you the result. Okay, there could be the problem, or this is the series of the the works that's been done, and here the problem have been come, here the series have been break. So that is how our product is been working. We are majorly with the Taiwan and Japan and these area for now, and of course, we know that Asia is more with the manufacturing wala part, and the our USA and West side is more with the administration and the all the what we call that, they are the kings of decision making. So
Yeah,
that
it is a
is what
headquarter, you can see, the headquarter of the
exactly.
company. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so this is how we are doing right now. So because we know the GPU is in the industry, we need a big GPUs to learn the machine, to even have this great chat GPT and all these tools to run in our software or in the hardware also. So there is a whole lean that come, like all the hardware is going to be upgraded in the next upcoming year. So it's a great opportunity for the people also, and we also see the opportunity, so we are like heading towards it.
I'm just counting that, just trying to summarize what just we discussed about in terms of the fingers. So first of all, if you do kind of semiconductor manufacturing or assembly or testing, there is a AI automation is possible out there, and this without AI automation, if you manufacture a chip, if there is any problem, then you have to respin the process. Second thing is that you talked about agentic AI, and agentic AI is everywhere right now. It's basically AI. Um, Series of AI agent.
Exactly.
And the third thing is basically, as you mentioned about your business is about, right? That is interestingly that you were explaining that how your business is trying to explore the business. So
Yes,
so
I
these are
am a
the
big
things I
fan of
think that is quite briefly and quite clearly you have explained those things. Now talking in some lighter mood. So what Uh, so you started your career in terms of internship, right? Where I think at the very early age, I mean, you are still early age, I would say, but at the beginning of your career, you started learning those things. You have surrounded with people. You have done market research, and how did that help to build your career? This is particularly for the young generation or the student or any kind of engineering graduate, how they need to know not necessarily the technology but also the people around them. So how did those things, the atmosphere, have built you to right now whatever you are? Can you give some hints or
yes.
some advice?
It's majorly the exposure part. So I love the change and exposure. It's something new is happening. I just want to be part of that, honestly. So
Mm.
you just wanted to do something like from the internship itself is something that we got an opportunity from, like, okay, going Sri Lanka abroad from studying in India somewhere, and
So you have
learning.
started in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, the internship was Sri Lanka
Internship
when
was in
I
Sri
was in
Lanka.
yeah, in my graduation. So it's like, okay, let's go, let's do whatever is there. We'll see. So there we explore
So
a
just
lot. Even
breaking
there,
the geography and going outside India and then coming back, right? Yeah, please continue. Yeah.
yes, because it is something like, as I told you, exposure. So if you are
Exposure.
just be with new people who are doing something and understand, okay, what's they are doing, what they are up to, and how they are solving what things, then something else. So when I went there, I figured out that they have a very strict concern with the fragile environment. So the environment is something like they don't. They don't even set up the industry, because if they do, they need a land, they need to cut the forest and everything, you know get into the sake of the what we call it's in the laws, they ultimately in the law, so they take favor of so many countries, especially as we know, like China, but I think that doesn't help them a
Mm.
lot. But
Mm.
somewhere we call them an opportunistic one. They have to be,
Mm.
because they have no other options.
Hmm.
So that I understand from that, that okay, if you have a very environmental constraint, how you deal with that. And when I came back in India, I have the same case study here also, like Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. So Madhya Pradesh, as having a lot many centuries and forests, they cannot go for the industry directly, and all the opportunity eventually come to the Gujarat, because here the policies are very loose for set up an industry or all the industrial states. And
It is an
of
industrial
course,
state, indeed. I mean, any kind of industry is
exactly.
basically. Uh,
Here we have much of these pharmaceuticals, and of course the Dholeras, and the here in Ahmedabad itself, there is a lot many semi chip designing and all of those industries being set up now in the gift city also. So they are like they are having the growth because they don't have to care for the environment. Somewhere
mm,
it's a deserted part, they don't have a rich forest and all. There has, like in Junagadh and the other sites, it's like okay, the rest they can utilize for them. But in MP, if you go, there is lot many forest policies, so many other things. So if you just say that okay, I want to open this manufacturing industry there, a lot many rules and regulations from the state and center would come up. So the same thing with them, and even the same thing in so many countries, but they have managed it very well, like in Japan and Taiwan and in Malaysia also. They have a very rich environment, but any which ways they decided to be into the technology and manufacturing, another thing. And as we see in the west part, they are not with the manufacturing much more, but they have this designing, the decision making, the research, the R&D is so much there. So can we also be into that? So exposure of like different industry and where I can fit
are
in
different.
somewhere,
So not
somewhere.
necessarily, beyond the geography, even inside also you have described it that even in states also there are a lot of policies out there. So what is suitable for manufacturing, what is not suitable. These are the
Exactly.
data and the information that you have gathered through your market research, right? So market research is
Exactly.
something that you can extract the statistics out there, and based on that you can come to a informed decision that where should I start my business or start any
Yes.
product and all these things. And you have worked in
Exactly.
pharmas also, right? Pharma and medical,
Um,
as
yes,
a
but not
product
here.
manager,
No, there too I am into also in growth and marketing part.
growth marketing
Uh,
part. Hmm.
yes, because all I need to do the research and how the things has been changing, how the software has been there, and what we can do for our software. It's something that my part is
Software
there,
side
but
of things, yeah. Hmm.
yeah, but still they are into the growth. I mean, they are still developing it. It's in the MVP part now.
Hmm. So I think those things basically helped you to grow as a person, and then that basically helped to develop or to form something in the um, in your recent activities out there, right? Uh,
Exactly.
so I think that is quite a bit of interesting. So you have a very diverse profile in terms of, though your I mean, the straight thing is basically your marketing and your product research, and then software development and product management, and all those things remains constant with you. But the industries, that basically have given you a diverse touch out there. I can say this is quite a bit
Exactly.
of interesting things.
It
Okay,
sounds interesting, but if I give my
hectic
CV, they were
also.
like, okay, where you stand? Where you stand? What exactly you do? It's like, I'm like, I'll see.
I
I'll wait
resonate.
for that.
I resonate with you also. If I mean in my own profile also, in the semiconductor, I have worked so many different projects and so many different companies that people tell me, sometimes ask me that which is your strong area, and I find it very difficult to tell them that I know the whole process, as you mentioned about in the semiconductor manufacturing, assembly, testing. So these are the things, and then how you bring that AI and all these things. So I can resonate with
This
you
whole
that.
understanding of system is the
So
strong
you have a
point for
beautiful,
you.
yeah, you have a beautiful things in your mind that what is the whole process, and but your primary expertise is basically remains the constant things, and that basically evolved, beyond the
Hmm.
geography. Okay.
Yes.
uh, right now, any product or services are being built, it is across AI, artificial intelligence, right?
Yes.
Mostly, most products.
Hmm.
I mean, if you want to grow right now, you have to bring AI in your product. It should be artificial intelligence. Do you
Yes,
think?
that
Do you
is
think?
there.
Do you
That
think
race is
like?
there.
Okay.
Yes, somewhere because it's somewhere is it's a FOMO kind of a thing that okay, your software is working, yes, it's working fine, yes, it is delivering the value to the customer, yes, but you don't have the AI thing. So what the hell you are
The AI
doing till
touch, you
now?
need to bring
You
it.
Yes. So, and also that you have to think in that scale. Also, it's not the fun part or the joking part, but it's you have to be like, okay, in the next 5 years, if things are getting automated, and do we can like we can understand that okay, our human is doing this, our customer is need this, our team is doing this. Here can we connect AI to make it a more smoother or make it a more like easy to use for the user or easy to manage in the team. So for that, yes, you have to think for the AI, but we should understand the different from a bird eye view that okay, what is going on right now. It's like right now the people are just adding AI. And because I have been facing this issue in the shopping website like Amazon and Myntra here, after coming back it's like there, so I just call and they just call me back and we just have a conversation and things
Hmm.
get clear of my customer service or whatever it is. Now I have to like click this then click that, and it's taking my time a lot. I might even stop having this online shopping just because they put this AI customer support and it's become very hectic now. So
Yeah.
how you are like.
Sometimes too much advice, too much recommendation is not good. I mean, it can overrun your own thinking.
Yes, because this is not adding the value, it's taking out the value by adding the AI. So they should know the decision, and maybe they are preparing for the next 2, 3 years, not for now, but
And
now
it is
we are
interesting
having
that AI always gives an answer, even if it knows or does not know in a good way. They always give you an answer, and that is not something expected always. My next question is
yes.
that, yeah, please continue. Yeah, you were
No,
telling something.
that is there. Even if you say I am something like I am a robot, yeah, you perfectly are a robot. You can think like a robot. So that is somewhere like they should be very clear, like the
Uh,
AI mind or the brain should be clear, but that will come by the learning, by the
but do you
machine
think
learning.
AI is a bubble? What do
No,
you
it's not.
think? Right?
No, AI is not a bubble. Everyone is adding things accordingly because um, it's not the AI bubble. It's something that everybody is rushing towards having the AI into their system or software or into the hardware. And if if it is, people will not stick to the chat gpt, people will not want it like all this customer support based on AI. We are not building this AI based error fixing machine that won't be there. AI is not a bubble, it's happening. But how part is somewhere that in the rush we just forgot that okay, it should add the value, it should be with the customer value, it should add with the business, align with the business. It's
Hmm.
just not like adding to our portfolios like AI we can't do that. So that is there.
Maybe product wise, as you are telling, is correct, but in general, service wise, I started feeling that somehow customers are giving importance to the self-generated things, be it any kind of other applications. And for example,
Yes.
that if you generate an image through AI, I don't know, I have seen probably sometimes back, even Google Gemini, or they are also giving an way to understand that is it a AI generated image or not. They are generating image with AI. They are giving you a software, and at the same time, they are telling you that you can find out whether an image is AI generated or not. Right? It is a kind of confusion there. You know. giving, or it is a freedom they are giving it to people that
I
can
think there
use
is a
that AI product.
two things. Yes, there are two things in this, because one is the whole privacy and your cybersecurity part, and the other is how you, like the accountability of them. That okay, whatever they are doing, are they themselves accountable, the learning, the whole Google itself or this open AI, are they like responsible, like okay, we are taking the your xyz this data, and here we are only providing this privacy and this cyber security, we will handle all your galleries, we will understand how you look, and might be in any upcoming thing we might mismatch your picture with the other girl picture or something, or if somebody has this mole on a right eye and you also have a mole in a right eye, we'll just mix and merge everything, what they will do. And the cybersecurity, like the governments and like the all the policies of the government is not being incorporated right now, like there, that is there in the Facebook, that is there with the Instagram for a very long time, it's not
Hmm.
been get with this specifically in this image generation, because we have seen a lot many fake cases of this, people made some sort of image for fun, it's okay, people are adding their image with Elon Musk, Amitabh Bachchan,
Yeah,
SRK, okay, that's
I
fine,
think,
but
but in
somewhere.
special areas that you want to get some paintings, for your galleries, or there is any competitions happening or anything, even for child also, if they provide some AI generated image, then there should be a way to find out if it is AI generated or not. This kind
I
of
think that is
things that you are.
machine. Yeah, they need to teach, or the whole learning is needed, that you can differentiate between the original one and the right one. That learning is still now that okay, make it the original one. The next step is going to become, and hopefully they will tackle it like in the next 6 months
Mm.
or a year, because that is needed, it's needed everywhere. If I just have something criminal case, and how you will figure out that it's a real one or it's the fake one. So that is there, that will come up there. I think they were preparing so many GPUs is being into use. We know now how many GPUs been manufacturing under the table, and we know that who is going to use them, for what they are
And
going to
there are
use them.
data center are being built on, and for example, even I, when I started you know using Google as a search engine, I used to know that for a Google search, there is you need to light a bulb, that much of energy is required. And now with ChatGPT has come to the market, now it is that you require a GPU, I know, for processing those ChatGPTs and all these things.
Yes. Yes, that hardware is needed, and if
It has.
it is not good, it will take time. It will it no, it will just spoil the whole of the essence that we do. We just write and just give me the thing whatever I need. So that is there, and the right learning that we are expecting from all this now AI search engines, that is also needed. So for that, the GPU is the must. That's why Nvidia is the king for now, and going to be like for upcoming years.
Yeah, and all the other companies, even Meta also, they are also building data center in India also. I think in Visakhapatnam they are
Yes.
doing it, and even other companies also, they are also trying to set up GPUs in India out there, so that they can serve the people in India also. And also in that regard, I just came to my mind is that recently India has started to, for your information, that India has also started to escalate, because they now right now have the, in 2025 they have announced around four projects in Gujarat. Gujarat, obviously, it is a city
Mhm.
for business and product. And then I think Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, and Assam, they are trying to build these semiconductor. There are fab, and also there are equipment, things, and also they are try to assemble things. Not necessarily you're
Hmm.
building, you need to do a chip packaging and assembly things. And also there are, I think there are some initiative which is being formed in terms of education, because you require a semiconductor ecosystem. You need people, and do not need people, you need to educate them. So it's basically students, they need to educate them the semiconductor. that is part of ecosystem, and then they need to make startup something like, as you mentioned about AI startup, uh,
Hmm.
third AI automation, and there are other AI startup also are in India. And there are also existing MNC companies. They are also doing, kind of hand on hand. So right now they are basically, I think recently in my blogs also, that I write on a regular basis, I have also written few blogs on it. ASML is a area where, as you mentioned about lithography machines, they create lithographic machine for the whole world. So
Hmm.
it will come in India also for the semiconductor production that Tata Electronics is doing. So these
Yes.
are all things kind of glory that going to come. I don't know when it is come. Union Minister said that it will be 2032. They have a projection out there, but somehow it is going to come, and even it is coming across the other global barriers also. I mean, just crossing the global barriers, there are other countries also, including India, and then Europe was also there, and then there is I would say mm, here US is there, and they are all fighting for to be independent in semiconductor, because as you
Yes.
mentioned about previously, because of the you know natural disaster and all these things, there was some stoppage of cheap shipping in the different
Hmm.
countries. So people were India was heavily dependent on um, Taiwan, on US taking the chips, even though they are working on the electronic chip, but India were dependent on them. But now they are trying to build not that much of precision, but 5 nanometer chip, you can say that they are starting with 5 to 7 nanometer, and then they are bringing it to the 2 to 3 nanometer chip. But that is not going to come immediately, but that is going to come in the near or distant future. So this is
Yes.
some kind of thing that is happening in India. So
Definitely, and it's going to be because sorry, beginning we have this iPhones and we have just come with the latest version with NPUs. So we have the already this manufacturing of Apple, and now you have to add the NPUs. So you just need the whole ecosystem there itself. So
mm,
the expertise, the people, the whole unit that do the manufacturing and all the software or the all the expertise need to be here only, then only it would be beneficial for us also.
yeah, and it will take time. It will take time to you know mix with people, mix technology, and mix industries also.
Hmm.
And let's see how it goes. So, coming
Yes.
to my next question, it is directed to students, I would say. So, as a growth manager, do you think that there is any position for students to grow as a growth manager from very beginning?
Yes, definitely. Because here in India we have thumb rule that we don't know industry, we don't know the expertise. So get into the marketing, sales or marketing. Just go, like if they wanted to start with something, just go into sales and marketing, and then slowly you understand the industry, and then take your decision. Like okay, where you actually wanted to be. So accordingly, it's somewhere, if you just wanted to be a growth manager, you get into the industry, understand their customer and the industry, make a bridge, and if you just figure out that okay, that's going to be a perfect match for you and it's safe in this layer of AI or anything, you then continue with the depth of understanding the product, and slowly
No,
you
it is
easily get
first the amalgamation between customers and the product, who are
exactly.
companies that are product generated, right? So once that
Yes.
amalgamation happens, then automatically the next product you launch, it will automatically go to the customer market, right?
Exactly. And then you have to understand the whole product cycle, that okay, this is how the product is being there in the market, this is its existing feature, there what we come next and everything, and you get into the growth slowly. And you also do the research, then you understand okay, it's not only the product is being changing, is the customer behavior or their expectation is also being changing with the upcoming new anything that comes into the industry. And if that is there, you can easily, understand that, okay, now I can pivot in this, or now I can learn this XYZ and then become like into the growth manager
Mhm.
or the product manager or any on this side.
Mhm. So not necessarily there is a. Do you think that that requires a, MBA or BBA degree at the very beginning to know about sales and marketing, or do you think any graduations maybe should be fine as long as they are being trained at a very early stage about how to do a set up a meeting with customers, how to visit the customer end, and how to know their requirement, and based on that make a bridge between customers and sellers.
For that, I don't think for like in this, like after COVID or after 2024, we need a degree as in a degree. It's better if we do the projects. So we learn like on a free from YouTube or from being on LinkedIn and from your own research and everything. You make a whole portfolio out of it, solve your own problems, do it like on that, and it's better instead of a resume, you create that kind of a like I did a work on this project. I did some XYZ internship, even it's for free or without any stipend. That would be a great opportunity. Like it's nowadays it's very easy because sitting here in India, you can work with the US team. There in USA, you work with some Taiwan team, Japan team, or anywhere in the world, and then you build your own portfolio. And if that is matches with the industry or with anybody, it's great. It's degrees are it's a time and the resources now
Yeah.
to somewhere.
It's not worth. I mean, because whatever you learn in the degree, it's not necessarily that will guide you to the industry straightforward. You need to anyway understand the thing, understand your exposure to know these people out there around the globe, and I think it is very difficult. Even also, I have seen that people who are native people, if they want to interact with people along the borders or along the geographies also, they also feel shaky. I have seen in junior people,
Yes.
they need to be mentored how to talk with them, how to know their culture. So by the way,
Yeah.
in terms of
Usually.
culture, that came to my mind, that how do you see that cultural differences can change the human psychology across the product and services?
Yeah, somewhere is some like if
Cultural
in the
means that
whole.
whatever is regarded in one company, that may not, one nation that may not be regarded in other nations. You need to know that what to say, how to say, and what is the ritual out there.
Yeah, because somewhere like if we just talk on the very local or neighborhood level culture and something that shapes the human. If I just being more in say I brought up in Gujarat, right? So if I'm in Gujarat, I'm more familiar with the industry and private jobs. So here we don't have a pressure of a government or having a government jobs and things like that. So that shapes me that okay, we have a great exposure, do whatever you want to do, even if you're just from a middle class family. It's not a very privileged thing. But if you are there in some north part of the India and Delhi or somewhere, and they have something that okay, whatever you great, you have the IIT and something, let's try for the government job. So it's like the
Hmm.
whole
That
of
is
the
prevalent
system
in
is
UP.
somewhere.
UP also, I have seen that in Uttar Pradesh also.
Yes,
I think they are really, I mean,
they are crazy
passionate
about
about
it.
doing it. And here is that UPSC and all these things, they want to be, on that note. Apart from being engineer and doctor, they prefer, sitting for the UPSC exam to be IAS, IPS, and all these things. But not necessarily
Exactly.
all people get those chances. I don't know the people who do not get those chances, what they do after that, but they are less bothered about private jobs out there, out here.
Exactly. They don't even they don't like the private jobs if someone say that oh you are into a private job. So there's like no, they want that government job and what happened that we missed a large part of the talent that they can build startup, they can do so many things because here in US what happened that even if you are a say a dermat but you into the practice they are trying a lot many new things that can help the patient to be more you know uh, uh, is it something like, say, if one XYZ treatment is here in India, the dermat is using for solving one, say, acne problem, but there's like 10 different practices are there to solve only one problem with different types, with different people's profile, with different people's skins, this, that. So they're much more into
Mm.
the depth of a one subject. So here we don't find those things, and if we don't find those things, gradually the government policies or their decision are not like that, that very like do this or do that, or okay, now we are going to make a policy in this XYZ. If we say that nano thing happened, that they wanted a land there in West Bengal, but because there are a lot many farmers and those kind of cultural thing with the people, they are not allowing that manufacturing industry, and eventually it come back to the Gujarat.
Mm.
So why this is just the culture, the local culture. People are welcome. They find it that okay, it's not very feasible there, and here people be like, okay, there is nothing. We all have the industry. One more is there, not an issue. So those things eventually go like on a state level or central level decision making, and that decision making is playing the whole geopolitics. Same with the US, why the Germany have this thing, why the Japan have that design and assembly part testing, why Taiwan have all these chips, why the very person in the China is, everyone is almost like designing a chip, even they are setting their
There are
top.
Taiwan also in the inside India itself. I mean, Taiwan in the sense I would say that even in Taiwan also, the population that live in, half of the population they work for the TSMC. Do you know that? And they
Yes,
also require excess people, so that the people from Southeast Asia, they go there and to work there, just to for their surviving and all these things. And in Japan
yes,
also, they are very hardworking out there. So in India, I
because
think in state-wise also, I think do not have an open mind, as you mentioned about West Bengal and all these things. They fear that their job will be gone if they allow these people to come and put the industry out there. That farmland will be gone, and they will not be getting benefited. And you move towards the other thing, as you mentioned about UP and Gujarat and all these things. Even though it is a united country, united nation, the culture wise, you have correctly pointed out, they are different in their thinking. And if you go to
yes,
Karnataka and Bangalore and all those things, there people are centric about. There are most of the engineers. If you go and move there, that's why they're called Silicon City out there. But
exactly.
the other cities like NCR and this thing, they are not Silicon City at all. And here, it's basically you will find engineers everywhere out there. But
Yes.
you do not see the balance in out there. You will see that what in NCR region and Gujarat, that is not available in Bangalore and other Hyderabad regions out there. So in
Yes,
single
that,
nation, you will get different kind of. My point of view is basically in single nation, you get different flavors of people out there and different flavors of their thinking, and that's why the industries also has grown in that way. But now what is happening is that semiconductor, due to the boom of semiconductor that is started to happening in India, it has not started yet. I would say that boom is basically I don't know, they will unite the people or they will not unite the people, that will be seen. But in general, this is a story, I would say, out here. So in US, so state wise, do you see any cultural differences?
not exactly,
It is
because some,
consenting to the California, right? I mean the
if you just
Silicon
look at
City.
this, yes, they this whole California part is more with the they are more like we have Bangalore in India. It's all the tech startup and new things that is coming up, and the diversity is very much all over the world. People are there. So the California is somewhere that okay, they are welcoming the talent, they are welcoming everyone, and do all the innovation that you can do. So they are very free. Like it is more like a human culture that is there. More with the upper part on the northeast, they are like in the New York side and all. They are more with the administration, the art and culture, and those things. And the rest is Rest is the mid part, the Dakota part is somewhere like the local are just living. Like here we have what we can say is like the people are just living with their own basic day jobs and clinic jobs and all kind of a thing. So it is quite not very varied as in India. It's just some hotspot with the kind of industries being there in US. So if you just wanted to be more with the startup and culture, get into California and Texas. If you are more with the administrative
Is more
part or
serious people
the
staying
art
out there in
part.
California? Do you think more serious people are
Serious
staying in
though,
California?
no, in you like yes, they are passionate about their work, no doubt. They but serious is something that I don't think that these Americans are like bit of serious. They are like happy, easy go. They do whatever they want to do, and they want like you do whatever you want to do. There's no judgment at all.
Nuclear
Honestly,
kind of thinking.
yes.
Okay. Uh, Anything else that you want to discuss about your experiences you want to share in this? Uh,
Yes, it's somewhere like as we are chasing this AI thing, we should even have this thing in mind that the whole hardware going to be changed in upcoming years. So if people are just adding into the software or something running for that, they should be very, think once that okay, some other industry under the table is being changed, and when the change is being happened, that will reflect like boom. And another change that we are rushing for the AI, adding AI
so
into our software, then we'll
people
rush
are
for that. So we
people
should
are
be aware of that.
people are working out there very hard, and suddenly they will emerge. This will emerge, and that will swipe away all the thinking about AI. Something
Exactly.
that short. Okay,
Yes.
so we have come towards the end of this podcast session. Um, I think thank you very much to you for joining this podcast, and it was, in fact, a candid discussion. I would say, very frank
Okay.
discussion. I do not have any script or anything. Whatever the discussion had come, that has evolved. So, so I'm just stop doing this.